Showers continue on your Christmas Eve, and it looks like we'll hold on to some of those late tonight with those whipping winds rolling through the area. I'll have the latest forecast.
The weather slowing down holiday travelers with power out to traffic lights and at Bluegrass Airport.
They just had to compress. I try to get in front of it. There's nothing I could do.
2 people are in jail after a stray bullet kills a young woman. Her boyfriend talks to us about the moment the gunfire came into their apartment.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5.
It has been a warm start to Christmas Eve across the area, but the weather is starting to change. Rain and winds bringing us a more seasonal feel in time for the Christmas day. WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell is tracking the changes. Jim?
It takes that wind out there now with the temperatures dropping to really feel like what you'd expect for Christmas, because a lot of our feels-like temperatures are coming in the 30s. Right now we're tracking showers on Kentucky's most powerful live Doppler. That's Defender, and you see it right there. Showers are still sweeping through central and getting deeper into eastern Kentucky, where the winds continue to increase. For all of you folks out there, it's been windy for a while, but now you're seeing more significant wind speeds moving through the area. Right now, our wind gusts are really pushing it. Here in Lexington, we're back up to 32 for our last update at the airport as far as wind gusts is concerned. 26 in Richmond, and now you see winds increase out in eastern Kentucky, and that's what we've been tracking, those stronger winds moving in that area. The other issue, temperatures dropping. And this really isn't a 24-hour temperature change. This is just a few hours, really. It's just the data is all compiled over 24 hours. But from just a few hours ago, we're down 14 degrees in Lexington, down 11 in Richmond, and the temperatures will continue to chill out into parts of eastern Kentucky as well. So the rain, the wind, and the cool air is coming for you. We've got it in Lexington, but it shouldn't cause any problems for Santa as he flies around tonight. I'll have more on that coming up for you here in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Jim. You cannot stop Santa Claus. When the wind and the rain blew in this afternoon, reports of power outages started coming in as well. The biggest power outage hit Bluegrass Airport, knocking out power for about an hour. WKYT's Jerica Insko is live to show us how it slowed down travelers at the airport. Jerica?
That's right. In order for the airport to function, you kind of need light and power. And both of those were out for about an hour here at Bluegrass Airport in Lexington. Now, we did put calls into officials here at the airport, and all they could tell us was just that the power was out. As for why, we still don't know. So we talked with flyers here, and they told us that the power was out for about an hour, and that most of these flyers here are traveling for the holiday. They say some flights were delayed, and I've heard about a Chicago flight being canceled, but overall everyone is in the Christmas spirit, even in the dark.
Eerie, and just kind of a bizarre silence. You would expect there to be more, because you could tell there's a lot of people in here, but it was kind of like a bizarre quiet, if you wanted to define it that way.
We had just walked in the terminal when the power came back on, and everyone was cheering. Right now, everything is back up and running here on Christmas Eve. Reporting live at Bluegrass Airport, Jerica Insko, WKYT.
Thank you, Jerica. The weather also creating a problem for drivers. Not only do they have to deal with the wind and rain tonight, they also had to deal with power outages. WKYT's Garrett Weimer talked to people trying to get to their destinations by car.
AAA projects nearly 90 million drivers will hit the roads this holiday season, but those here in central Kentucky and the surrounding area are having to deal with another headache more than just other cars, and that's the heavy wind. The gas prices are cooperating, but it's the weather that's making this year's holiday travel more difficult. Strong winds and wet roads are slowing down drivers. On Versailles Road at Man of War and several other intersections in the area, power was out at the traffic lights and police directed traffic. Across the street, strong winds even knocked down a power line, blocking the entrance to Keeneland. It's conditions like these that make drivers have to pay even more attention behind the wheel.
They have to be cautious, be patient, deal with people who aren't as diligent. Sometimes it's tough, because living here in Lexington, driving is interesting, to say the least.
An important thing to keep in mind when it is this windy and you're on the roads, especially in combination with the slick roads and the rain coming down, experts say it's important to keep both hands on the wheel when you're driving. In Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Power along Versailles Road has since been restored. We now know why all this happened. KU now saying that wind blew a ground wire into a main line, causing it to short out and the system to shut down. It's been a tricky travel day for people around the nation. Rain, fog, and snow all expected from Missouri to Maine. Chicago's O'Hare Airport took the biggest hit today with delays and cancellations. By this afternoon, 100 flights in and out of Chicago had been canceled. Travelers are trying to take the setbacks as best they can.
I would like to not say stressful, but it's stressful. But we're just going to try to go with the flow. We've lowered our expectations exponentially. Yes.
Keep a sense of humor, that's all you can do sometimes, and all 6 million people are expected to fly this holiday season. A young woman is dead, hit by a stray bullet in her own apartment. This afternoon, 2 people are in jail charged in her death. The shooting happened about 8 last night at the Summit Apartments on Oxford Drive in Winchester. WKYT's Sam Smith is tracking the latest on the investigation. He begins our team coverage.
Police say this investigation is ongoing, and they're calling what happened last night a targeted home invasion. An arrest citation says 3 men were driven to the apartment complex on Oxford Drive. It says they forced their way into the apartment, and a gunfight broke out. A bullet went through the floor and hit a woman living underneath. It killed 19-year-old Amber Caudill. 3 other people were also shot. At last check, police say they're listed in critical condition. 20-year-old Lamont Wilkerson was arrested this morning. He's charged with murder and burglary. Police say he admitted to the crime. Investigators say 18-year-old Lillian Barnett drove Wilkerson and the other men to and from the apartment building. She's charged with complicity to murder.
We responded, and we were able to close this case quickly and hopefully get some justice for the victim.
We asked Wilkerson and Barnett if they wanted to talk to us from jail, but they declined. In Winchester, Sam Smith, WKYT.
Police have a person of interest they want to question in this case. This is a picture of the man. He does not live in Winchester. Police are working with other law enforcement agencies to try and find him. Family and friends of 19-year-old Amber Caudill gathered outside her apartment today. Her boyfriend was with her when that stray bullet hit her. Today, he told us fighting in the apartment upstairs was not uncommon. WKYT's Miranda Combs continues our team coverage.
It was on the 2nd floor here at the Summit Apartments where Amber Caudill and her boyfriend were turning in for the night when gunshots rang out from the apartment 1 floor up.
And last night was just the night that they decided to start shooting up the place.
David Arbick says fighting in the unit above his was not uncommon during the past 5 months that he, his mother, and his girlfriend, Amber Caudill, had lived there.
It just happened too fast. I try to get in front of it. There's nothing I could do. I couldn't even look at her straight or touch her because it felt too unreal.
Caudill was killed by a stray bullet from the apartment above them.
I've been with her every day for the last 3.5 years.
He said he told her every 15 minutes that he loved her.
Friend Keely Townsend says Caudill and Arbick were a model couple. They graduated high school together. Caudill was attending Eastern Kentucky University. The two had a whole life ahead of them.
They were in their own home, minding their own business, and neither one of them would have deserved anything like this.
Arbitt says the two had plans to move to New York and start a new life together. In Winchester, Miranda Combs, WKYT.
The Clark County coroner is waiting for Caudill's autopsy results. We're told that Hearn Funeral Home in Stanton is planning her funeral. We have entered the final hours of shopping before Christmas. Like many places on Christmas Eve, the Meyer store on Reynolds Road in Lexington will close early tonight. We did run into some people picking up some last-minute gifts and food for their holiday dinners. Most told us they were surprised how quickly they were able to get in and out of stores today.
It's not as busy here as I thought it would be. That's actually why we choose this Meijer, because it doesn't get crazy. It's like our hometown Meijer versus like Hamburg is a nightmare. So we always come to this one.
Yeah, I usually have a few little gifts that are last minute every year. Yeah.
Now, Meijer reopens at 6 on Friday morning. And you have about an hour left if you need to pick up anything from Fayette Mall. The shopping center opened at 6 this morning. The mall won't be open on Christmas, but reopens at 7 on Friday. We were there this afternoon to see what last-minute shoppers were after, and you'll see that story on WKYT News at 5:30. If you are still shopping to wrap up, and have some of that to wrap up, rather, the stores will be open for several more hours in some areas. Kohl's and Best Buy close at 6. Walmart will be open until 8. Toys R Us closes at 9. And if you need anything after that, Target and Kmart will be open until 10 o'clock. Part of the St. Louis area erupted in protest last night after another deadly officer-involved shooting. A white police officer shot and killed an 18-year-old black man outside a Berkeley, Missouri gas station. The scene is just 5 miles from where a white police officer shot a black teenager back in August. Now, in this case, police say they have pictures of the teenager pointing a gun at the officer.
The individual produced a pistol with his arm straight out, pointing at the officer from kind of across the hood of the police car. And at that point, the officer produced his service weapon and fired what we think at this point is 3 shots.
Hundreds of people gathered at the gas station following the shooting. Others looted nearby stores. Police say that several police officers were hurt during the violence. Missouri released the cost of security for protests in Ferguson and the St. Louis area following the shooting of Michael Brown. It's estimated to be more than $12.5 million. The total includes the cost of using the Missouri National Guard and State Highway Patrol for security. Power companies have managed to restore power to thousands of people in Mississippi one day after a deadly tornado. 4 people were killed and dozens more injured. Mississippi's governor toured the damaged areas today. About 40 businesses and 30 homes were damaged in the town of Columbia. A pastor and his pregnant wife rode out the storm at a gas station.
It blew this tank over on top of our vehicle and was shaking our car, our truck. Thankfully, it didn't burst the fuel loose from the piping, and thankfully, it could have been a lot worse, but thankfully, we're all alive.
That storm system also hit Georgia, Louisiana, and northern Florida. Sony Pictures making the interview available online this afternoon. Sony's website, Google Play, YouTube, and Xbox Video all released it today. The studio originally pulled the movie about a plot to kill North Korea's leader after theaters received threats. It will be released to a limited number of theaters tomorrow. We will talk to a Central Kentucky theater manager planning to show it on WKYT News coming up at 5:30. Many websites promise Christmas delivery for last-minute online shoppers, and if you placed an 11th-hour order, don't be surprised if your package didn't arrive today. FedEx and UPS set limits on those deliveries and even ask clients to dial back last-minute promotions to avoid delays. Carriers negotiate with online companies to make sure they can honor delivery dates. A late surge in demand can put too much pressure on the delivery system. If you unwrap a gift card you didn't want this Christmas, Walmart wants to make a deal. Starting tomorrow, the store will let you exchange gift cards from more than 200 stores, airlines, and restaurants for a Walmart card. There's a catch. You only get part of what the original gift card is worth. The amount can range from as much as 95% to as little as 70%. Thousands have gathered in Bethlehem to celebrate Christmas. The city, considered the birthplace of Jesus, is decked out in bright lights and ready for a special Christmas Eve Mass. The region dealt with heavy fighting between Israel and Palestine this year. Authorities have tightened up security around the Church of the Nativity to make sure that everyone stays safe during tonight's Mass.